back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Eikenberry, and you're watching another episode of EikenBBQ. Today, we're going to be switching things up a bit. We're not going to actually focus on the meat this time. We're going to focus more on the barbecue sauce. So, stay tuned. Alright, so to start, we got this beautiful slab of baby backs. Haven't trimmed them up, haven't removed the membrane or anything, but I am going to get that done. But like I said, this isn't going to be a focus on these ribs. It's actually going to be focused on the barbecue sauce. These ribs are just what we're going to use the barbecue sauce for. So, I'm going to go ahead and get these trimmed up, get them seasoned up. I'll go over it a little bit, but it's going to be pretty quick. Then we're going to get them out on the pit and get to making that barbecue sauce. Alright, so to start, we're just going to cut off any little loose pieces here, maybe a little bit of this thick fat. I'm going to go ahead and take this last rib off. Just kind of square it up a bit. This side we're going to do the same thing. Now a trick I learned with these, it works pretty well with baby backs, is if you can work your finger under the membrane. If you can work your finger under the membrane about halfway through. Oh, I ripped it. Let's see if I can salvage this. There we go. Then you should just be able to pull up. And if we're lucky, we'll get the full thing. That's about all the trimming we need to do. I think these look pretty good. As is, we're going to leave a lot of this meat on. Not too worried about this fat, it'll render pretty well. Need to get a glove off so I can touch these rubs. To start, I'm going to use this French's yellow mustard as a binder. This won't give it any flavor at all, it just helps the rub adhere. The rubs stick to it. Come on, mustard. Making an absolute mess right now. You just want a light layer over the top. That may have been a little heavy. A lot of people seeing you putting mustard on ribs and they go crazy, but it literally has no flavor at all. Or no effect on the flavor, I guess I should say. And same thing on the back. We remove that membrane, so we're going to be able to get some penetration on the rub back here. Now we have a 50-50 mixture of salt and pepper. The salt is going to draw moisture to the surface, create a really nice bark for us. The pepper is just because I like pepper. Just a light layer. Alright, the next step is going to be the Killer Hogs The Barbecue Rub. It's a sweet and savory flavor. It's not very overpowering, so it's going to allow the barbecue sauce to shine through. It's going to make me look like a little wimp. There we go. Nice even layer on top. Get about 6 inches from the ribs with it. And it should spread pretty evenly, as you can see. You don't want to rub this in, just kind of pat it. I'm going to ruin it as soon as I flip it, but we'll come back to it. One more time on the top, just for good measure. Alright, got the ribs seasoned up. We're going to get them out on the Traeger. It'll go 250 for about 5 hours, but in the meantime, we're going to get that barbecue sauce made up. So, stay tuned. Okay guys, now for the star of the show, we're going to get this barbecue sauce made up. I think you guys are going to really like this one, and it'll give you something to do at home. You can try it out, expand on it how you'd like. Pretty good base sauce, and does really well with a lot of different cuts of meat. Alright, and to start things off, we're going to go ahead and add 2 cups of ketchup. Right there. Get out of there. Alright, then you're going to need 1/4 cup of yellow mustard. 1/4 cup of lemon juice. It's going to take all day. There we go. Alright, then we're going to need 1/4 cup of honey. I'm using the Mike's Hot Honey. It's a Chipotle honey, adds a little spice, but it's got a lot of flavor. I'm not going to put it in the measuring cup because it's a pain to get out. Looks good. Then we're gonna go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Never gets old. There we go. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Ugh, I hate the smell of this. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of the liquid smoke. Make sure you get the brand Liquid Smoke. Makes a big difference. This is the mesquite. Haven't noticed a difference in flavor between the woods, but it does give that nice smoky flavor. There we go. Now I'm gonna mix this up a bit. Get everything blended together real nice. Look at the consistency now. Let's give it a taste. Very, very good. All right, I'm gonna get all this cleaned up, get the seasoning laid out right, real nice, and then we're gonna get started on that, so see you in a second. All right, we got the seasonings laid out here. We're gonna start with a 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. Then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of pepper. This is that mix I threw together for the rub earlier. It's close enough, I'm just gonna pour that in. 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. Two tablespoons of chili powder. And 1 tablespoon of chipotle chili pepper. You can use cayenne as well. I'm just a wimp when it comes to heat, and this has a pretty good flavor. All right, now we mix this all together. You want to mix for about a good 5 minutes. Show you guys the consistency here. The color we got. We are going to throw this on the pit. You'll see that color start to darken a little bit. That's going to be all the ingredients melting together and the sugar darkening up. That's when you get a lot of the flavor. Let's give it a taste test. Very good. All right, we're done mixing here. The ribs got about 3 more hours. I'm gonna get this in the fridge for about 2 hours, then we'll get it on the pit for the last hour, and I'll get back with you guys then. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gents, wanted to give you a good look at the ribs. It's been about 3 hours. They're coming along pretty nice. Sorry if you can hear my dog eating. I'm gonna set them down there. Then we're gonna get them wrapped up. I'll show you what I do for that. All right, to start, we're gonna use a little of this parquet squeeze. I'm gonna just throw this on top. And then normally what I would do here is actually honey. However, today, since we made up this beautiful barbecue sauce, we're gonna go ahead and get a little bit of that on it. This is uncooked still, but it'll do fine for this part. Gonna flip it over, do the same thing on the bottom. Go. Get that out of the way. Now I got 2 sheets of aluminum foil here. I use 2 sheets so the bones don't poke through. Go ahead and wrap it over. Wrap it over. And just roll it up. Nice and tight. You want to make sure it's tight so you don't steam the ribs. You don't want to have a whole bunch of air set in there. There we go, wrapped ribs. All right, gonna get them back on the pit and I'm gonna go meat side up. Then about 1 more hour from now, we're gonna go ahead and get that sauce on the pit as well, give it some time to cook, let those flavors meld together. It's gonna be some good stuff, stay tuned. All right, ladies and gents, gonna go ahead and get the sauce on now. I'm gonna use a barbecue mat. You don't really need this. I just wanna protect the bottom of my bowl, mainly from dirt, not from the heat. Well, not dirt, but grime from the grill. And I'll come out and stir probably every 5 or 10 minutes. No, probably over 10 minutes. Alright guys, ribs have been wrapped for about an hour. We're going to get them out of that wrap and get them glazed up with the sauce. See what they look like here. Just try and get it in the light a little bit for you. Spill some of that juice over. Well, they are looking absolutely delicious. We actually already have some of the sauce thickened up on there. I'm going to go ahead and spread that in. That'll do for the bottom. This is tricky. There we go. Alright, and the sauce we whipped up. I'm going to go ahead and glaze that on the top. Cook for about another 15 minutes, let it tack up, then we're going to let it rest and start eating. Stay tuned. Alright, that sauce finally tacked up. Took about 15 minutes. We got the ribs off the pit now. We're going to let them rest for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, this sauce is cooling down. I'm going to go ahead and put it in this mason jar and it'll save for about a month for the best. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite time. We get to eat. So, one trick to ribs, to cut them, kind of flip them over, take your knife, and I always do the back of each bone, so you'll have one rib with meat on the front of it. And you just kind of want to guide it through. Alright, that's enough. On camera. Oh my gosh. I get so excited for this. I'll show you guys. Let's see. I'll do it better over here with the light. So you can see that beautiful smoke ring we got there. The bark on the outside. That sauce tacked up really nice. Still super, super juicy. I'm excited about this one. This is the one I'm going to eat. This is the one. Look at this thing. Should be in a magazine. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna eat this one. Alright, gonna get one bite with the tacked up sauce, the sauce we put on while it was in the pit. Then I'm gonna dip it and get a bite with that. It's kind of unfair. I already know this is gonna be good, but here we go. So good. Look at that bite through. Perfect. Perfect bite through. Alright. Dip it. It's incredible. What that sauce does when you cook it is just insane. So you go through one time, just make it by the book, exactly how I showed it to you. Those taste tests, they're going to be a little misleading, because after it's cooked, it's a completely different sauce altogether. When all those flavors meld together and that sugar melts down, oh my gosh, it's so good. A little bit of spice, you get that lemon juice. It's really incredible. You'll never want to buy store-bought sauce again. I just want to keep eating. That's all I want to do now that I started this. Highly recommend trying out your own sauce. And like I said, once you get it down, once you've cooked it once, you'll be able to tweak it, see what you like, see what you don't like, add what you want, take away what you want. Literally, whatever you want to do, you can do. This is a good base, really good sauce. You can do it just as is, and I'm telling you right now, it's better than anything you can buy in a store, I promise. Like I said, this video wasn't meant to be a rib cook video. It was mainly focused on the sauce. I know there's a lot of rib cooking in it, but that's just so I don't bore you guys. I know the sauce isn't that exciting, but once you make it and put it on whatever you decide to put it on, you're going to thank me. It's an incredible sauce, and I really think you'll like it. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I'll drop the recipe for the sauce down in the description below. If you do try it, let me know. Let me know what you think of it. And if you make any changes to it, let me know that as well. I'm definitely down to try new things all the time. So if you find something good, pass it my way. I'd definitely love to try it out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.